Hello, everyone, and no one, and welcome to another Talking to the Void. And it's almost the end of the year, so this will be the last stream on this channel for this year, and we'll be starting off the year with a movie review for the next Nicolas Cage one, which should be Rage, otherwise known as Tarkov. But with me, as always, is Tier Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
I'm fine, my friend. How are you?
Oh, not so bad. And we got Angela Arriaga. Angela, how you doing?
Hey there, doing all right. How about you?
Yeah, like I said, not so bad. And rounding us out is Willet Forge. Willet, how you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm holding up and glad to hear you're doing well as well. Thank you.
Went and posted all them clips or song clips basically from the concert you went to. I
That's
noticed.
not all of them. There's
You're still working on it.
That's most of the Christmas music.
Mm.
They did one entire set of non-Christmas too.
Ah,
So I've got, I don't know, about as many clips still to post.
and what's up, clown?
Yo, clown.
So to go off onto something else, I got brought up again apparently because the UN tried to declare food a human right, and two countries voted against it. One was the U.S. and the other is Israel. And I'm kind of with the fat electrician on this one. I don't know why so many people, it seems like they think that if you make something a human right, it's just going to make it magically appear and more available.
I think it's because they assume that they are the ultimate authority on things. That they look. I don't give two shits with the union says. I think we need to leave the UN.
Oh, agreed.
They don't see they see any shortage of it as an artificial thing, and if they declare it a right, they'll be able to force all of the evil people who just aren't providing their fair share of it to everybody in need. They're going to be able to force them into giving up the goods.
We need to leave the UN.
And what's up, Badger?
Yo, Green, again.
Hey,
The
Badger.
catch is that I don't think they're realizing that it's not that everyone's holding on to the food that they have.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that there's not enough to go around population. Especially when, okay, I'm going to go into a completely different, though not unrelated argument. It's the same as turning around and trying to take over the production of a major cash crop when it's not native to your state. California almonds.
Well, the other thing before you get into it, Tier, that a lot of people don't realize is, well, in a lot of cases we do have the food. There's a lot of people who are against the GMOs, even though almost every food we have is genetically modified due to crossbreeding or selective breeding.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing is the logistics of it and how to get it there, and then as well by trying to claim it's a right, that labor you're saying you're entitled to these people having to do it. Like I know a lot of people just don't understand that because they're like, well, with healthcare, if we make that a right, blah blah blah. It's like it's still someone's labor. They're getting paid, yes, but they don't have anything to deny it. Basically, at some point, they're going to be told through the barrel of a gun they have to do it because people will stop doing it.
Yeah, if you are paid to be a slave, it doesn't make you not a slave, or else most people that have any claim to slavery and their heritage lose out. Because in the U.S., it was common for slaves to have some kind of pay.
Yeah,
and they were all provided room and board. So if you just pay them enough, it's not slavery. It doesn't matter that you've denied them any say in their lives.
And the other thing that doesn't help is all of the different countries and whatnot that to specific subsets of farmers do different subsidies so that they're more likely to either grow more of that, not grow it, or let that part of it go to rot. There is also the problem with, like, because of inflation, we're seeing a increase in beef price because beef or cow farmers are actually, or cow ranchers I think it would be, are actually having less cows breeding to artificially amp up the demand. Yeah, fun times, huh?
That's all the fuck we need.
Well, because like it hasn't kept up with the inflation of food like everything else has. Like corn is used in way too much shit because it's stupid easy to grow, but it can also kind of decimate the ground, if memory serves me correctly, in a lot of places.
Well, it's because they're not
Yeah.
rotating the crops.
Yeah.
Yeah, any one crop planted to excess is bad for the soil. Even the ones that replenish the soil, if it's the only thing you plant, you're
Mhm.
going to have problems. And then, of course, you get in the U.S. where we're still paying people not to farm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna leave that, you're gonna leave those fields fallow so that we've got some control for the prices. I say let the, you know, if we want to be giving aid to countries in need, which on the face of it, I'm not actually opposed to. I'm opposed to how we do it today.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to be giving aid to these countries in need, let the market establish a market rate for various food goods, and then tell the farmers, okay, we'll buy, you know, we'll buy up all the excess at the rate, and then we'll give the food to the people where they have a lack.
Okay, we're gonna pause for just a second because Clown had one of the best comments. On you grow too much corn, a child colt shows up and kills all the adults.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done, Cloud.
We do not talk about he who walks behind the row.
The thing that always bugs me though is like we have seen government incompetence, greed, and all of that, and they're still just like, no, let's put this to the government to take care of. And it's like,
Yeah,
no, if you
I
want to
think
do
that should
a
be-
charitable act, it should be something you do yourself, not mandate the government to do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that thing that I just suggested we do, that could be done by charities. They're like, for just the cup of coffee a day, you can, okay, well, let's give you a cup of coffee a day. You start buying all this food in bulk and shipping it there and giving them food. You know, we get too many charitable organizations that are too much overhead, not enough gift.
Yes, that's another. Like, it's ridiculous how little
I've like-
money you give to a specific organization actually goes to the cause that that organization supposedly serves.
See, I've got this notion for a charitable entity where part of the charter of the entity is that they have to basically beg separately for charitable contributions, specifically for the operating expenses of the charity. It's like, here's our books laid open for you year round. This is where all the money is going. We can't, and this is the money that we are given specifically to operate this. If we don't get enough, we're going to have trouble staying open. And you can see like, oh, hey, they're given $40 million to give food to people in these areas. And oh, hey, there's $40 million going to food in these areas. But now they need 500,000 to pay for keeping that going.
I'm just tired of motherfucking people thinking that they're entitled to my suffering.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're suffering, I'm here for that, and yes, I am entitled to enjoy it.
You're not.
Okay, as long as you do not absent yourself, I'm entitled to enjoy the display of your suffering.
Again,
I'm gonna say if you're choosing to share it with Will, he is entitled to it.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
want my suffering, Will, sure.
If you're gonna go somewhere and suffer in silence, okay, I'm not entitled to that. Bummed because I don't get to enjoy it, but I'm not entitled to that. But if you're gonna make if you're gonna put your suffering out there, I'm entitled to it. Of course, Tyr knows that I don't actually want him to suffer. I've got so much better ways to enjoy my life, even to enjoy my life at his expense.
Mhm.
Why must you make me suffer, Will?
Kitchen Mike says what?
He said, "Why we suffer, Will?"
Hey, what's up, Mitch? Oh God, I hate that
Yeah, Mitch.
stupid shit of the. We're gonna put their weird
Hi, Mitch.
their thing without actually having their name on there. I wonder if I can change that.
I don't think you can. It's done to stop people from impersonating other people. Like YouTube did that because you would have people literally impersonating others. Which, yeah.
As if YouTube cares as long as they're getting their grift.
Yeah.
I've never seen YouTube care about people impersonating others as long as YouTube gets their cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were getting their cut, but they were still getting pissy about it.
People were complaining.
I can understand that. I've just never seen YouTube particularly change their ways because the
The little
creators and the customers complain about people doing bad things.
Yeah, but these were chosen few that were complaining.
Oh, so
the special people.
okay, so be like Hassan complaining about something on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Well,
I get it now.
Hold now. To be fair, so if someone complains about something on Twitch, it gets fixed immediately.
Damn near. If it's something Twitch related, if it's something not Twitch related, it's hit or miss.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, and we were talking about the whole thing, Mitch, of the UN voted to make food a human right, and the only two countries that voted against it were the US and Israel, and how everyone always wants to be like, see, they're anti-human rights. And it's like, would y'all stop thinking you're entitled to other people's labor and property?
They're commies. They don't. It's the people's property, not yours. It belongs to the people.
It's like every
So
time.
it's kind of like you're the carbon.
Go ahead.
Kind of like you're the carbon that they want to reduce. You're the means of production that they want to reduce.
Yeah.
And seize.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. And now I could be wrong, but every time communists got their way, the first people that got put against the wall were the revolutionaries that helped communists get put in power.
That's after
ain't
everything
wrong.
started to settle.
Well, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, because the first
Yeah.
thing is
Well,
is that communists get into power is anyone who would stand against them, and typically anyone considered of the bourgeoisie.
You could say once the revolution is fully completed.
Yeah. It's full tilt like a Peterbilt.
Yeah. Once they achieve their utopia, the revolutionaries that helped them achieve that utopia get put against the wall. Oh, we're all gonna be painters and everything's gonna be free. Like, have you ever looked at an actual communistic country?
But true communism's never been tried, don't you know?
And they keep saying that true communism has never been tried. Like me saying, I've never sneezed before. Not once. That's not
Well,
that wasn't a sneeze.
At some point, you have to say, if they've tried it this many times to get it right and have failed every single time, even if true communism hasn't been tried, y'all suck at trying to implement communism. You're never going to get there.
Look at how many times as well they'll attribute deaths to capitalism that had nothing to do with capitalism, and hell, we're done entirely under a monarchy, and because of a monarchy.
Oh yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna say that capitalism is the end all be all, but it is the best system we've come up with so
True
far.
evil has never been tried. We're getting fucking close.
Like, think about it. There are people in our society today that started off with absolutely positively nothing.
Yeah.
I mean nothing, and are worth billions.
Yeah, because
now.
that's the old thing for the U.S. compared to other countries, where they'll bring up, I think it's like Sweden or Switzerland or something, to where moving economically is extremely hard, and everyone likes to quote the first part of the old saying for America, and that's from rags to riches, but forget the second part. You can also go from riches to rags.
Mm-hmm. The same system that built you up can break you down. Like again, like people
does.
Shit.
And Badger, the UN technically doesn't have much of an army or anything. They'd have to rely on all of the armies that are in the EU from those countries. And it's funny because like the more things go, the more it seems the EU is pushing to eliminate them as being countries and to make them states.
And that's fucking scary.
Dude, I have hated the EU ever since I learned more of it after its inception. Predominantly the fact of its leadership isn't even voted on by the countries involved in it. They have no say.
And yeah, that makes it even scarier. Like they essentially have a monarchy without actually having a fucking monarchy.
Yeah, Germany took over Europe without having to actually cause a war. Because the Germans in charge.
Shot was fired.
Yep.
Like they took it over without a single shot being fired, and that's both amazing and scary.
Oh, you know, they tried the modern warfare way, and that did not work very well for them, so they had to come up with an alternative.
Look again. The people that want communism, I think they should be sent over to live in a communist country. Go ahead, go to your communist utopia. Go ahead and show us how it's done. Go ahead and go in the bread line.
Other than a quaint few, majority of the ones who want communism have lived such a privileged life, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Most of them had never had to want for anything.
Yes.
And that's part of why they support communism.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's never known scarcity doesn't have anything against a system that promotes scarcity.
Yep. If you don't know what when you and there was you know who Caleb Hammer is, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I know Caleb Hammer.
So ages ago, there was this girl on there, and she was fun employed. She only worked what she want. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Angela? Where her family was so rich that they vacationed in Hawaii and had a vacation home there, and she was talking about how she wants communism, and Caleb had to you're stupid.
Yeah.
Like you're disgusting because you never had to want. You don't know, like he goes, capitalism isn't the greatest, but it's the best thing we got. Like, you know, and you
It's
want
lifted
to
more
ruin
people out of
the
poverty than
Yep.
all other economic systems combined.
Yep. And he just laid into her. And that's the modern communist pusher.
Oh, he's also had the one to where it was what the chick got pissed because like he didn't know when or when like his employees' birthdays were, and that there was a guy there that was
Oh
working
god,
on his
that was so
birthday. It's just like no one. It's like you're an
Yeah.
adult. You were. It's like if you work on your birthday, you work on your birthday. It's like if he wanted to if he wanted to take it off, all he had to do was
All
ask.
you do is that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I take my birthday off.
Like I do too. Like I take that, like my vacation, you have days and you have weeks. That's how our vacation decided. You take a week off, take a few days. I just take the entire fucking week off.
Yeah, it's what I do. So that way I can go to the range and whatnot. And on my birthday, I don't
take
go
my
anywhere.
birthday off and I take my mom's birthday off.
And then on my birthday, I don't go anywhere because I refuse to go to any restaurant where they may try to do that whole we're gonna start clapping
Happy
and come towards
birthday.
you singing happy birthday.
Yeah,
as long as you don't tell them it's your birthday, they won't.
I know it's like there's some places I'd go, but it's like I don't hang out with any friends anymore that would do that because we're all kind of the same. Of like we're older and got kids and whatnot.
You don't
they
like
got
loud
kids.
noises.
I don't mind loud noises. I'm just not dealing with that crap.
Did you miss the going to the range part, dear?
Yeah. But again, bitches like her just annoy me to no end. One of these days, all the commies
Here,
will
tell
definitely
us.
leave our country.
Tell us how you really feel.
Well, if you really want to know, let me tell you.
Just kidding.
I think you just.
I mean,
said,
that's
tell
the
us
reason
how
why
you
they have to
really
go after
feel.
the kids is because most of them have brought themselves the genetic gene pool, anyways.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not, hashtag not all. But
Hashtag
a lot
too
of them
many.
can be grimmest. Hashtag too many though.
Now, there are some subject matters where I do say hashtag yes all.
Yeah.
There are, but I gotta preface this. So, hashtag far too many. Is a better way to put it like that, because maybe not.
Like if you're talking about communists being bad people. Yeah, hashtag yes all.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of them. Man. Does it ever get any fucking better though?
Oh, I wanna hop real quickly to something we talked about on Minions
so.
a while back, because I didn't really get
Mhm.
I was in the background of the discussion too much and didn't really have, because we were talking about unions.
Mhm.
And I've got this thing on unions. Basically, they are kind of like the joke about traditions. They're essentially the solution to a problem that no longer exists.
Yeah.
All the abuses that unions were formed to fight are illegal now.
Mhm.
So their sole purpose is self-propagation, self-preservation, and promotion of their own power.
And yeah, Mitch, they
And-
don't have an intellectual defense as well. And what's up, Kashul?
So, and if you've got that in the private sector, and you want to have a union, okay, it's bad for you, and your company overall, but okay, you do you. You've got the union. they're disputing and negotiating with management and the company. Everything has to be worked out of the company's profits. Everybody has to produce, or in theory, everybody has to produce, or the company goes under. So, some of the worst abuses of unions are at least a little bit stifled. But public sector unions should be absolutely illegal
Oh yeah.
because they are the public employees unionizing against the citizenry
Mm-hmm.
and facilitated by the politicians who get monetary kickbacks from the union dues forced out of them.
Yeah.
And so however you want to grain of salt the rest and say, okay, there are worse things than allowing private sector unions, even if they have exceeded their usefulness at this point as far as working conditions and workers' rights and everything like that. They absolutely should not exist in government. And even promoting it to even suggesting a public sector union of government employees is promoting a tyranny, to borrow from Mitch, and should be done away with accordingly.
Yeah.
Only we
It's
can.
like, I think they should obviously still get a fair wage and everything, and that granted,
Well, yeah, but
majority of
that's
public
Mhm.
sector wages are overbloated.
yeah, part of the thing with the public sector employment was always supposed to be you trade higher job, so you trade a lower wage and lesser benefits for higher job security.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going for basically, let's have the wages and the benefits be the best in the country and unprecedented job security, because once we're in, even if we're an executive branch employee, even the president, the indisputed absolute head of the executive branch, can't fire you.
I think that should never be a thing. Especially if it falls underneath his purview.
As the Constitution says, all executive authority is vested into one president.
Yes, like if the job falls within his purview, if say he wanted to fire, everyone at the DOJ within his purview to do it. If he wanted to fire anyone underneath, fucking transportation secretary.
I'm with Mitch on that one. I'm just tired of him using the fucking mob mentality. I don't mean the mob as in like a bunch of people. I mean as in organized crime.
Yeah.
Well, when you're talking about unions, you get a bit of both. That's my thing on the Teamsters is they started out as thugs and gangsters. They have never improved.
Again, most unions are out for themselves.
Oh yeah.
All unions are out for themselves. There's no boast there.
And don't get me
yeah,
wrong, I'm
well,
not trying to say that to people who shouldn't be paid and that whole thing, but it's for a lot of it they just want too much. And then once you start getting to where they're like nationally organized, to where, let's be honest, once you start getting to like even state, the people that are the head of those state things, like the president of like the state union for whatever thing, they're not fucking doing anything other than being a goddamn figurehead. They get a fucking paycheck to make next to no decisions, because any decision they have isn't actually affecting isn't helping or hurting them.
Yeah, and unions always promote the mediocrity of the lowest common denominator.
Yes. What did I say? Now there are certain situations where I think you like striking and shit should be allowed. Like when the correction officers struck a while back. Like if you hear about
Well,
their conditions, it was fucking insane.
I also don't think you should have to be a union in order to agree to band together to improve your working conditions
Yeah.
in a specific industry.
Well, I'll also say for the corrections facilities, they should be getting a hazard pay depending on how far it is into like what level of criminals they'd have to deal with.
Yes, I agree. But but when they struck because remember they were like talking about like it's shitty working conditions, you know. Then we got insane hours we have to work, and on top of that,
Dealing with some of the worst people in society.
yeah, you know, you want us to be this trained and this alert, but you guys working, you know, 24-hour days, you know, because you're not paying overtime. It's all straight time, and we got to deal with all these people, and we have no other recourse but to strike.
Mhm.
And Kathy was pissed. She was livid. Like, y'all need to get back to work. Like, no, we don't.
Ooh.
Holchel, I think it was.
Kathy Hochul was, yeah,
Oh,
New
Yeah,
York.
Yeah, it was New York.
She was unhappy.
They leave it to a leftist utopia to be finding a way to still manage to abuse their public sector employees despite public sector unions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because
Which is one more thing is when it comes to
their unions don't care about them.
Yeah, when it comes to the things that really matter at that point, the union does them no good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they only, like you said, go after the lowest common denominator. Because 90% of the time, the lowest common denominator is the one who actually is like going to their meetings and shit.
well, the lowest common denominator are the ones that don't know how to stick up for themselves when it comes to their rights as citizens working in our country.
Well, they're the ones who know who go straight to the union. What I mean is they go to all the union functions. They fill out all the things so that way they can, like the union thinks that they're in a lot of cases like that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, even though they're the worst person for their job.
Because they don't know how to stand up for themselves.
No, it's a lot of times because if they think, like, I'm not talking about the person who doesn't know their rights as a worker. These are the people that, like, by lowest common denominator, are the ones who are will purposely sandbag because they know other people will have to help them. And anytime something slightly goes wrong, they go bitching to a union rep, so that way it gets put on file, so they can't be fired.
Yeah, and I don't have to carry my weight here because essentially I'm untouchable employment wise, and somebody else will have to pick up the slack.
I can call out 8 times within a calendar month and still keep my job.
Mm-hmm.
I hate those people. I hate those people with a blade passion. Those people really make me fucking sick.
And like I said, unions had their place in history, but their place is in history.
Just like affirmative action, it had its place. Now it needs to go down, went away.
Well, it's like every time I've had the conversation with folks, they're like they want to implement a union into somewhere. It's like, I don't care really necessarily in that whole thing. I don't think it's really necessary that they should do it, but forced joining should not be allowed. And 90% of the time, I get some fucking boomer that's just like, oh, you don't want to get paid good money. It's like, the fuck are you talking about, you fucking geriatric dumbass?
Well, there's something else they don't think about in the whole union structure and everything. because there is the constant fight and tension and pull between management and the employees, instead of, working together to make your company the best so that everybody profits and business booms and everything.
Well,
Because of that constant tension and pressure and essentially rivalry in everything, management works really hard not to hire people, because they know once the person is in, the union's got them locked for, forever, basically.
It's the same thing. Remember when the Screen Actors Guild struck, and they were trying to get all that shit when they really got fucking nothing. And they tried to, you got to hire this many people, and you got to be part of, the Screen Actors Guild to get any work on these particular projects. Like, they kind of force you into it, or you want, at least for actors and writers.
all right.
Man,
Yeah, if you want to get anywhere in those fields, they're going to, really lock down on who's allowed to do what.
Mm-hmm.
You get into the things where it's like, hey, it's against the union, it's against the contract and the union rules for anybody but a union person to flip that light switch.
Oh god
I
damn! I have to
almost-
fucking edit this.
I almost got into a union shop once, and I was, without question, one of the 3 or 4 hardest working people there.
Mm-hmm.
And when they got to the do or die time, like okay, you've hit the contract threshold, you either have to release them, or you have to hire them in. They kicked me aside specifically because one day in the winter, I had accidentally locked my keys in my car and had to wait for my wife to come with the spare key and unlock the car so I could get to work. I got there 2 minutes late. And if I had been dishonest, if I'd been like, "Oh man, I forgot to punch in," they would never have known. Because you had people, basically people who punched in on time, straggling into the group area where everybody gathered together to get their day's work assignments for 5 to 7 minutes after the clock in time. I wasn't even the last person to come up and start standing there. But because I honestly told them, hey, this happened, and so I was 2 minutes late, they said, oh, he's got an attendance issue, so he's not getting hired in. They will go for any reason to keep a good worker out because of the union.
Okay, that's a little over the one thing I think I. Nope, go back to the tin hat. Need to rotate it a tad.
You're putting your tinfoil hat.
Yes, well, because like he had the whole thing with the management and everything. So if you look on the stream, my character, my avatar is literally wearing a tinfoil hat.
Your tinfoil sombrero.
Yes.
Ah,
Okay, I gotta see this.
that is so cute.
I
But
do think
it's
a bit of a, and this is kind of my conspiracy theory, and that's why I threw the tinfoil hat
I'll be
on,
back getting something to drink.
of the mixture of the unions plus, in my opinion, so much of higher management using bad business practices, which has been used before, Sam Walton's daughter started doing the, trying to have as few employees as possible because they've always been trying for that. They try to go through and try to streamline things, but half time whenever they streamline something, it doesn't work worth the fuck. And what's up, Mr. Scott? So it just seems like you have the two of them that are just trying to butt heads with each other, because like the streamline and everything is that whole shit of we need to make as much money as possible in as short a time as possible, but that only happens in something that is going to put itself out of business.
Yeah, don't get me started. Sam Walton's rolling over in his grave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, the guy was all about taking good care of his people.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, low effort
And the
workers also
product.
conspire against high effort workers because the high effort workers make them look bad. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Never underestimate the villainy of villains.
Yeah. And that's all I currently have for my conspiracy. That it just seems like it almost seems like the unions and higher leadership are working together to just try to fuck everything up. Honestly, it almost seems like so they can go through and import a bunch of people they can abuse as slave labor.
And that was tinfoil hat time with Rotten Corpse.
And since that asset is now in there, it's going to stay. I just got to move it to where I know it's right above. Actually, we'll just leave it there. I meant to do that the other day, like a month or so ago, and I had planned on doing it for everyone's avatar, and just make a.
Ooh.
Okay, now in over the week, I'm gonna have to go through and make a specific scene that's gonna have all our avatars sitting there with tinfoil hats on.
So
Works for me.
So you basically wanted something for when I say I'm getting tinfoil hatty.
No, this way we can say flat out when we're going into something that it's like, hey, this is, a conspiracy. We're just talking in theory. None of this is actually proven fact. We don't know. In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Say, not to be mistaken with Minecrafting somebody, which is just judicious applications of Canadian healthcare.
So did you guys hear Will and I's work over the holiday?
She called me a faggot.
I had not listened to it yet.
It was in the song, Will.
What, she was telling you to wear that gay apparel?
No.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
No, one of the songs we did was Fairy Tale of New York by The Pogues.
Oh, and Mr. Scott, you probably saw my Barry Burton Samurai Edge that I went through and got the proper firearm for, got the parts for, and have it like 80% of the way proper. Yeah, what in the Beretta is that? So if we go to this one, so it's probably... You guys can continue.
Okay.
Well, Tira's kitchen mic says what?
What song was it that you guys sang again?
Fairy Tale of New York.
There'll be no toy makers, the king.
I told you I will look for a karaoke version of that for next year.
That's one of my favorite.
I told him I told him he should try and you won't do WAP and everything. He should try and get you to meet him halfway and do a doo-wop song.
I made the joke of doing something from like True Live Crew. 'Cause, you know, you could always do like,
Everybody.
it's like we want some pussy. You could always do Hoochie Mama. Pretty sure you might be able to get one of us to help you with the chorus on that one. You be in there. You ain't nothing but a Hoochie Mama, and the rest of us going hood rat, Hoochie Mama.
God, no.
Nah, you know what?
And
You
Mr.
baby got
Scott,
back.
was it this gun?
Please don't sing Hanson Brothers. Oh, come on. That is
Hey,
the
I
that
love
is
that song.
that is the perfect throwback every single time in insurance licensing class, because there's a point where you get to the business owner's policy, you're like, bop. Because everybody in the industry calls them bops.
Well, it's like I mess with some people sometimes when, and even myself, when you'll have someone that will say, but, and I'll say tis behind it.
Yes.
Come on, complete the words.
But the funny thing is like, Hanson as a group is still together and makes music as adults.
I mean, they're brothers.
Did not know that.
Yeah, because I was on a kick of going through Bowling for Soup, through some of their stuff and whatnot, and they actually have, because the original bassist left, and they have a different guy in there. It's a bit younger, but they did a collaboration song with them. Not a bad song. It's like Where Is the Love or something. I can't remember. It almost looks, I think the music video was like kind of Scooby-Doo-esque for the artwork.
You got to figure that they had to push as much music as they could out as quickly as they could in the first place, because they didn't know what was going to happen when puberty hit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So how many people with angelic voices have got gravel would they?
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Thomas.
And it's not like they were necessarily a bad group and it's like, or bad musicians, especially for their age. It was just the fact that they were, like a lot of things, because they got slightly popular predominantly with young girls, they got overplayed as fuck.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of love them or hate them,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I'm one of those 11 fans, Mitch.
I still thought it was funny that apparently for years, so many people thought Bowling for Soup was the ones that had done the song Stacy's Mom, which they hadn't. That was Fountain of Wayne. But it was like 2 or 3 years ago they did a cover of it, so they could finally say it's like, Stacy's Mom finally performed by Bowling for Soup. Because the two bands sound extremely similar, to an
I
extent.
shouldn't say. Okay.
Go ahead.
I shouldn't say that I'm actually a fan of Hanson. I just like the song Mbop. It was not a bad song.
No, I like McLaughey's version as well, though, where he did the "What If Mbop" because of requests from fans. It was "What If Korn made Mbop."
Oh.
Oh, the best one. It was actually was taking a Korn song. I think it was "Freak on a Leash," but it was "What If Panic at the Disco" had made it.
Yeah, you showed me that video. It was pretty good.
Part of me.
I still think one of my favorite ones, though, honestly, is when he got the dude from 10 Second Songs, and they did the Spice Girls song. I can't remember what the hell the title is, because it's like got 6 titles, I think. In the style of System of a Down.
Was it Wannabe?
Yeah. I don't know why I always think that the Zig Zig Ah is the name of the song.
No.
Like, that shit was hysterical when they did that. Or when he did the one, I can't remember what song it was, in the style of Creed, and had the dude who did a spot on lead singer of Creed impression.
Okay.
Oh, if you're gonna play the part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is apparently why they won't let me play the serial killer in movies.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's a method actor. He'll get really into the role.
Yeah. He'll be
And he
a
had
little
to
too
channel this.
believable for you.
And Green Badge, are you talking about Jonathan Young? Because he's done a bunch of the Disney songs and Rockway. He's also done non-Disney songs. It's either him or
No, it sounds like my
Leapfrog
brother said
Studios.
it's Chad Kroger.
That's
What?
not Creed. That is oh God. Look at this photograph.
Coldplay,
No.
Nickelback.
Nickelback.
I know it was in there somewhere.
We're all trying. Oh crap. Let me
Are
just
we
try
gonna
it
throw
again.
out everybody from that time period?
Well, I mean, Creed got big post grunge, basically.
Yeah.
I got into Tweeting with Blowfish because my aunt. She was a huge.
There's a post to grunge. It means they took showers.
Yes.
Clown.
Well done,
Serial
brother.
Killer 2. I murdered Captain Crunch, Tony the Tiger, and Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a pretty common one. I mean, even ICP used that as a lyric for one of their songs. Because that one was, I'm a serial killer. It's a bad habit. I killed Tony Lucky Charms and the serial rabbit. If memory serves me correctly.
No, Trick's funny.
Yeah.
Well, if only he'd get it through his head that tricks are for kids, he wouldn't have had those problems.
Right.
I mean, it's cereal.
I gotta tell you that an actual rabbit probably would go nuts over that cereal.
Probably. It'd be way too
Crunchy,
fucking sugary
sweet.
for it.
Like that's ever stopped a rabbit.
True.
I always liked though, preferred like feeding them basil and rosemary and stuff like that, because the essence of that actually comes out in the fur and everything. So you get this cuddly little bunny that smells pre-seasoned for soup.
Oh, then it's funny because because of Looney Tunes, there were a lot of kids that fucked up their pet rabbits by feeding them so many carrots.
Oh yeah, carrots are they're okay in moderation, but the moderation is the key. They are very high in sugar, and that much sugar
bad for the rabbit.
Not that good for bunnies.
Not that good for anybody.
I mean, hell, the whole thing of them being good for eyesight was a lie from the British. They made the lie so they wouldn't because I don't remember which one it was. It's like the Germans or whatnot. They didn't know of their radar systems that had been developed. They're like, how are they catching all of our airplanes? Like, oh no, our pilots just have really good eyesight by eating all these carrots. Fucking propaganda. Fun propaganda, at least.
I mean, the British are really good at that. I mean, everyone believed Napoleon was a midget when he was average height
of the time.
And and that's because the British depicted him as short, as a means of belittling him.
Mm-hmm.
Dum.
Ah.
Yes.
See what you did there?
Yeah. So now the term Napoleon complex does not means a short man with big issues. But it's not. It shouldn't be named after Napoleon Bonaparte. It's fucking insane, and all because the British wanted to take him down a few pegs.
Yeah, still can be called the Napoleon complex, and you can't cope with those issues.
I mean, the only one that's really fucked up for like what it's called versus how it actually the story was is an Oedipus complex.
Yeah, Oedipus got the raw deal.
Yep.
Like Oedipus was fucked over by the god. They gave him a destiny that he had to fulfill, and his father, thinking he'd kill him, sent him away to die. He gets raised by a good king and a good queen, and he finds out, oh, yeah, you're going to kill your father and marry your mother. So he goes, I don't want to kill my father. I love my father. He leaves.
Yeah.
Ends up killing his actual father, who's a dick to him,
Yeah.
and marrying his mother.
And then once
And
he
then the
finds
gods
out it
punish
is,
him.
yeah, then what is when he finds out he plucks out his own eyes or something?
Yeah, he plucks out his own eye. The gods still punish him for it, though.
Yeah, when they're the ones who fucking foretold for it to happen to him.
Yep, they gave him the destiny. They gave him this fate. They still punished him. Like, oh, what the fuck you want me to do?
Well, I mean,
And Mr. Scott, for
Yeah.
the by the sword one, I've just heard of it being live by the sword, die by the sword.
Live by a sword, you live in a really fucked up neighborhood.
No.
I mean, who wants to live by a sword?
I was gonna say, I think I'd rather live in a neighborhood where people carried swords.
I mean,
I went to a college where people carried swords.
I'd roll around with my katana.
Were you on the fencing team, Will?
No,
I was kidding, but okay. Thank you for answering that.
no. Some of
Yeah.
the guys there were members of the SCA.
Oh, even better.
Since open carry is legal in Michigan, they decided they were going to open carry their swords.
SCA.
Society of Creative
Yeah,
Anachronism.
Oh shit! Like I'd have done that. Like if I with that.
Why not?
Carry my katana. My broad. No. I wouldn't. Carry my
Most of them
wooden
had hand or hand and a half.
Not bad.
Tyr wants to do that so that way he can come up on a thing and say, "Have at thee, my N-word."
Have at you. Like I want to say, hey, I got my fiddle stick. Want me to play you a song? Society would be a better place if people walked around carrying swords.
I don't know.
It would be.
I feel like the
society's a cool
Capulets
spot.
and the Montagues might disagree with you on that.
Oh, by the sword is a
Oh, they
movie
were
title.
British.
Well, no, they were not British.
Well, they were actually Italian, but
They were written by a Britishman.
And they were running a general feud. There are places in this country where there's Hatfields and McCoys.
Yeah.
Shit, just imagine if the Hatfields and McCoys had to use swords instead of guns. That feud would have been so much more better. Just would have been awesome. Hey, imagine the Wild West with swords instead. I challenge you to a duel. Okay.
Didn't we watch a movie that had some of that?
Did we?
Sukiyaki Western Django.
no.
Yeah. You walk outside, you get into a duel, you
I just make
Yeah.
dueling legal again.
Well, the whole thing
Yeah.
at with the
You get laws
swords
from you.
thing tier is the fact that it is one of those things that it's not, a sword is not an equalizer. You actually have to be trained in it. A firearm with
know.
next to no training is an equalizer for anyone, whether they be man, woman, or child.
What if everybody were trained in the use of swords? Just again.
Even in the time when swords were common parlance, they did not. And I said parlance. I do realize that means
Commonplace.
Commonplace.
Common parlance means like your common
Like-
words. But
It has to do with verbiage.
yeah, exactly. But in common use,
I mean, I don't know why we're talking about
Um,
plants, Will. It's like a common
not
herbage is kind of different.
I think he said verbiage.
I know it was a joke.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I got lost. Sorry.
We're all missing each other's
Yeah.
jokes.
You
My
come on the
point
stream, you just
was
gotta.
that even
Go ahead.
in the time when swords were commonly used, not everyone was trained in using them.
No, all of that
Yeah.
took years to develop, just like archery. That's why the development of the crossbow was a lot better than people realized, because while they weren't good for as long a distance, you couldn't really do volleys with them. It made that you could arm more people to be able to use for like short volleys.
Again,
Didn't take the skill to the same level of skill to hit the target, so people could be trained to use them with a lot less time and effort, and so you could field bigger forces of
Mhm.
crossbowmen to really mess with people's day.
It's kind of like the advantations of like spears and halberds really changed war, because it allowed, less
Well,
skilled people to be
no.
able to use that, especially when they started using them in formations.
well, no, not even that. Spears are easier to produce. That's why you outfit your infantry with them. Like you can take a regular fucking long stick and sharpen it, and it's a fucking spear.
Cloud.
Like spears,
Brother, that's so good.
like spears
I
predate
think Will and I
swords.
saw it at the
Oh, the
same
lawn darts
time.
one? Yeah, I saw that a bit ago.
Yeah, nice.
Because we both.
I mean, if we're
been
going to do
sitting
that, you
for-
got to sharpen the lawn dart.
Not.
Oh
to
God,
interrupt.
no.
That, or you can do, what was it from the first Grown Ups movie? Arrow. It's like a bow and arrow roulette. Freaking straight, let an arrow go straight up into the air and with a bit of a weighted tip and see if it hits
Whoever
anyone.
hits. You're all monsters. But sharpened stick predates swords by eons.
Oh, yeah.
So you can, like I said, you can outfit a large army with spears and reserve your swords for your officers or your commanders.
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost like yeah, your knights and some of your infantrymen have swords, and then a lot of people have spears, and some have bows, and you go with the outfitting the crossbows for the mass untrained. Wow, this sounds really familiar for some reason.
I mean, yeah. But I was just saying that again, if you're gonna have a large army formation, you aren't gonna have a shit ton of swords. You're
Say,
gonna have a shit ton of
Mr.
spears.
Mr. Scott, to do that, you would have to do a little bit of prep and everything, because you'd have to basically build a set of artificial slopes facing each other. But yeah, I could get down with that. See, I remember jarts. We had those.
The fuck is a jart?
Isn't
The,
that
the lawn darts that, yep. And you didn't have to sharpen the tip. That tip on it was sharp enough with the weight to bury itself nose deep in any, and I mean any sod, that'll go right through the top of your head.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm glad we don't have a lawn.
Especially if your head's made out of mud.
I have a stylish top hat on my head. I refuse to let it be damaged.
Is that why you're wondering if the top hat got damaged?
Mhm. There's no head under there. It's just a top hat all the way through.
Mm.
Or as Kefki like to put a teacup on my head.
So I like to be a smartass occasionally at work when I would work like the drop packer or whatnot, would have to deal with the caps from things, and I would go to hand someone one of the like extra caps or whatnot from one of the aerosol cans. I'm like, can I offer you a thinking cap?
Ha 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 ha. Ha.
Or say, you know, like, hold on, let me put on my thinking cap and just set a cap on my head.
Give me my thinking grenades.
You're thinking grenades.
You never seen that episode of Family Guy?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I had to show you the thinking grenades.
You don't have to.
But
At
I
least
want
not right this minute. Not know why. I'm just.
Otherwise, y'all got any plans for the new year celebration?
Yeah.
I'm doing a Stranger Things marathon with my brother and his wife and my mom.
I still have yet to get to
Aw.
the second season. The first season was okay. Apparently, there's been a lot of controversy I shouldn't say a lot of controversy, just a lot of like, that didn't fucking need to be added to this fucking show for the latest season. I guess one of the kids came out as gay, and pretty much everyone's like, yeah, we basically have been seeing that since the inception of the show.
Yeah, but everybody knew Will was gay.
Yeah.
That's not the point. And I don't know if that happened in the last 3 episodes, but as of what I've seen so far, he's gay, but it's not a big deal.
Well, apparently,
basically,
from
the
what
first season.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. The
Let's say
first season was great. The second season holds a special place in my heart, but it was not of the same quality as the first season. And then they won themselves back in the third season.
That's what it was.
And
I've seen the second, haven't seen the third.
Haven't seen any of it.
First season's not bad.
I haven't seen it yet.
Justice for Bob.
Bob in Pursuit.
Justice
Sheriff
for
Bob, right?
Huh?
Was he a sheriff or
No, that's Hopper.
Hopper? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Say,
Bob was Hopper's challenge for the love of the fair.
Oh, Sean Astin.
Yes.
Justice
for Bob, man.
You and your fixation on Sean Astin.
Hey, I love him, and he did not deserve to go out the way he went out.
Yeah, it was kind of a fucked up thing to have him succeed and being like, you know, hey, I'm good, and then as they're all going to leave, he gets attacked and gets got.
That's how I feel about Alan Tudyk and Firefly.
I mean, I
I
don't
was
really
pissed
consider
off when it
Serenity
failed.
part of Firefly, considering the fact they retconned the whole story of the sister and brother, anyways.
They did.
It definitely like changed.
Yeah,
Great
because like he
something.
smuggled her out of there while she was still in the whole coma thing. That's why in the first episode, when Mal pushes the thing off and he's like, "Oh, was this one for you?" and he's like, "That's my sister." And they find out that's like, you know, he went in there, like he didn't have it, that he had that dramatic rescue against her, you know, and she's grasping his leg as they're taking the elevator out of there.
But he still gave everything. I just love the fact that he gave up his career just to help her.
Mm-hmm.
That's brotherly love. It pisses me off that their parents,
Yeah,
like
no,
really disowned them.
their parents were fucked. But sorry,
Just like
you,
just
you
disowned
just
them.
you just hit a trigger button. Dear.
But like freaking, that was one of the things
Uh.
I did really like about Firefly. Is just the fact that they went through and they gave each of the characters enough screen time to where they each had their own personality, or the main cast, that they each had their own personality, and you got enough to actually like them.
And each of them at one point saves the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally every one of them has an episode of the 13 where they're the main hero. Like even fucking Jane, sorry.
Jane.
Like where he's the big hero. And I love that.
That said and done, I do like the Serenity movie. It the whole escape of River from whatever the hell the name of the place was. But not so badly that you couldn't get behind the you couldn't stay behind the story.
To me, it just killed off. Well, I want to say on that one, they also had the whole thing of like the thing that triggered, or was a trigger for River Tam was something that didn't have any actual thing in the show. Because like they were getting to the point to where they were actually going to be able to explain some stuff, and plus they took out Mahomie, Shepherd Book, and had like next to no scenes in there.
Well, I think it wasn't Ron Glass dead at that point.
Ron Glass was sick. No, he wasn't dead yet, but he was sick at the time and was in it for as long as he could comfortably.
Yeah. Oh, I have no problem with that. It's just how callously, in my opinion, he went out.
Well,
as a main cast member.
In the comics, his story in the comics is he's a triple agent.
Yeah, that's why in the 13th episode, with the one thing when they're like, he's a preacher, and he's like, and the guy looks at me like, that ain't no preacher.
Yeah, like him just taking out a knee, like God, like isn't God against killer? Yeah, he is, but he's really fuzzy on kneecaps. And he just pops him in the knee without fucking
preacher. Ain't there some verses in the Bible that God specifically is against killing? Yes, several. Turns, pow, shoots the kneecap. He is rather fuzzy on the subject of kneecaps.
Brother, are you? Do you even know what we're talking about?
I also like after the subsequent episodes of that, but the medical heist, and when Mal finds out about it, and he's just like, "Oh, I heard you say this silly thing." He's like, "Yes, I'm thinking about buying a hat and growing a mustache."
Yeah,
I actually go ahead.
I was like that one, and then the right after that to where they're going to sell the supplies, and I can't remember the jackass's name, that does survive.
Badger?
Hmm?
Badger?
You talking about Mishka?
Badger?
Mishka,
Nietzsche.
the one who did that whole thing of the Art of
The
War.
train job.
Yeah, from the train
No,
job
it wasn't
after
Art
he
of
kicks.
War.
Yeah, he says, "Have you ever
What?
read Sun Tzu's Art of War?" He says to one of the guys he's torturing.
Yes, I have.
No, it was the works of Shang Yu. Like it's not the Art of War. It was Shang, the warlord Shang Yu. He's talking about you can live with a man for 10 years. The lines are you can live with a man for 10 years. You can share your food with him. You can sleep beside him, and you'll never know the man. But if you hang a man over a volcano, you will meet him really fucking quick.
Well, no, he had.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Art of War. I swore.
It was still Sun Tzu.
But I still like the part for
No,
that
it
one.
wasn't Sun Tzu. It was Shang Yu.
Regardless, in this issue, that whole thing is irrelevant because I can't remember it anyway. So I'm gonna have to go through and rewatch that show once I'm done with NCIS. What I was gonna say is when you get to the later episode when Niska comes back again, and Mal's fighting against the one, his right hand man, his current right hand man, and you hear the one chick, she's like, "Cap's got to do himself." No, he doesn't. Like, which I'm like, oh,
and they all go like this.
You got freaking Jane. Oh God, Wash and I can't remember her name right offhand.
Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe. Wash's wife. All
Right.
raise up and shoot the dude.
And here's the clip that is referring to it. Because
it's entirely possible that I'm wrong. I'm not denying that at all. I swore it was the Art of War thing.
Side chat.
Yeah. I'm not gonna watch it right now. Like I said, I'll get to it later on. It's entirely possible I'm wrong. Like I said, it's just I was trying to get to the one thing and you guys kept going like, no. It's like trying to get past this.
Well, Sun Tzu, Shang Yu, unless you know the names you're talking about, it's
I also haven't watched Firefly in like 5 years or more.
Oh, I fucking love this series.
Yeah, like I used to watch it once a year for a while.
Well, I had it all on DVD, so
I do still.
I have it on DVD and I have it for downloaded on my computer. But I again, Shepherd Book is one of my favorite characters, and I know most of his lines by fucking heart. He's really fuzzy on your kneecaps. It's faith, River. It's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to change you.
And then when she sees him with the freaking his hair not being put back.
Scared of it. I'm scared.
That was hilarious.
He's putting it back now. Like, River.
I can kill you with my mind.
yeah.
Like, that interaction between Simon and Jane was hysterical. If he's just like, "Oh, I know about what you did, but every time you get hurt, you're gonna come back into here, and guess what? I'm gonna fix you up every single time." And then as he walks out, River just saying, "I can kill you with my mind," and then walks out.
Like, don't worry.
Because Jane has that whole thing. Like, he realizes he's sitting there helpless at Simon's hands. And then Simon just shows him that whole thing. He's like, "I could end your life, but I won't. I never will."
Yeah.
I still wanted to see what would have come from the 2x2 Hands of Blue.
Yeah.
I actually really
The 2x2 Hands of Blue were the two men in
they showed the agents and that whole thing, but they never showed anything past that. But Angela, you were trying to say something?
I was saying that I liked how they turned around and said after Serenity, that a lot of the characters that they introduced in the show were supposed to be characters that would have been introduced in season 2,
Mhm.
like Mr. Universe, who
Ah,
I
you know what?
absolutely love. Mr. Universe. David Krumholtz is probably like my dream man. But and having him play Mr. Universe, I was so happy.
That was the guy on the computers, right?
Yes. You can't stop the signal.
Yeah.
He
For
sure as
sure,
hell
never-
tried.
I still
You're
will
sudden but
say,
inevitable betrayal.
well, I enjoyed Serenity for the most part. I still didn't like that they went and explained the Reavers. I kind of like how there was never, like, for the show, there was never an explanation of why the Reavers were the way they were.
Yeah. There was speculation like they'd just gone mad.
Yep. Like, speculation even in the show. Like the first episode in that, when you have Jane, he's like, "I'll kill a man in a fair fight or an unfair fight." But then talk about what the Reavers do, and he's just like, "That's messed up."
The Reavers like they'll kill you, rape you, and eat you. Sometimes not in that order.
So it's like the Reavers, they will kill you, rape you, eat you, and sew your flesh into their ships and clothing. And if you're lucky, they'll do it in that order. Like, that was a show I
True call
definitely
of
would have liked to have
insanity.
seen a second season to.
Oh yes.
Freaking like,
Yeah.
I still have a liking of the first season of, like, The Walking Dead. I got halfway through the second season and was just like, I no longer care.
The Walking, I tapped out. My first time I tapped out. The end of the first season where she pulls out that fucking grenade. I'm like, no, shenanigans, fucking shenanigans. You're telling me that your historical ass wouldn't have used that motherfucking grenade the first time you saw walkers? Bull fucking shit. I was done.
Yeah, if anything, that was supposed to, like, I think it's supposed to be for that one that she didn't get it until that point. But, like, the first season does well because it's from everything I'm aware of, it's major personality archetypes set in a post-apocalyptic world, and it did well. And then the first half of season 2 was okay, and then it just became Carl, stay in the house. Where the fuck is Carl?
And another season 2 with Herschel and shit, the whole premise of season 2 was them looking for the little girl.
Mhm.
And you're telling me that Herschel, they're explaining who the little girl is. Herschel didn't go, oh yeah, I found a female zombie, a little female, baby little zombie, cleanish clothes. Maybe that's her. Again, Herschel's supposed to be intelligent and wise and grandfatherly.
Yeah, well, I mean, they changed it enough from the comic because the predominant fan favorite of Daryl is actually T-Dog in the comic.
Yeah.
The redneck is a black guy.
T-Dog damn near bites it.
Yeah. The one thing they definitely did right was that first episode when, not Shane, the sheriff shoots the zombie shoots the zombie inside the tank, and there's just that fucking loud blast, and like that, I think back to that now and I'm just like, wow, I've experienced that sound way too much just randomly. Yay, tinnitus.
And
Yeah, that doesn't burn your hearing.
I dislike the fact that they connected it to they connected Glenn to Lee Everett. That I think that pissed me off a lot more than it should have, but it did. Like if they were supposed to be their own self-contained little universes, or not little universes, but Arias. how the fuck did Glenn get from there? It's a huge enough time gap. Like you're asking, like, what the fuck's going on? You know,
Yeah, I have no idea.
by the time all this shit goes down, right, the zombie apocalypse is in full swing. Like they know enough about it to say, oh well, we need to go here and go there, and it's huge enough. So, but Glenn is with Lee's group for a bit, and from there he goes to Rick's group or Shane's group.
I don't have a. Oh, yeah.
Like,
I
how
just-
the fuck did he survive without a gun?
I mean, it's
I don't
plausible.
care. Glenn was my favorite character.
It's entirely plausible in that whole thing. The thing that always bugs me for almost every zombie thing, especially when they know what zombies are
They
and
know
how to
what
take
zombies
care of them, and they still fucking hip fire into the body. Like, one,
Well-
they're just body shotting and whatnot, which I can understand for some folks, but it's like when you've been doing this, it's like we're talking that the zombie apocalypse is years into it. You would know by now not to just aim at the body and that whole thing. Granted, when we're talking like actual physics and biology, that would make more sense. But the ones of like, okay, no, I have to aim these shots, but I'm still going to take a rifle and keep it at my side and just fucking fire.
Well, for in the beginning of the second season, when they not second season, I think it was the third season, when they go into the clear the prison out, they were aiming for the heads with melee weapons. Why don't you use more melee weapons?
Yeah.
Like again, if you're not dealing with a large group, you don't need guns. You can do fucking pokey sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got them, if you've got small groups contained, if you've got bottlenecks where you can take them out one or two at a time, or just a barrier that they can't cross, but you can, hello, the prison fence.
Yeah,
They
like
can't
they
cross
had
it, but you
Shane
can
doing
stab
season
through
2
it.
with his pocket knife in the bus.
And then the whole Shane, the drama between Shane and Rick, oh, that fucking pissed me off. Like, yo,
True
you
fact, my
going
machete
after-
never runs out of ammo.
Yep.
But it can dull.
But you can still sharpen it
I was
and get
saying
it
not
right.
if you take care of it.
Yeah, but like you don't even have to have an actual fucking weapon. You could get a sharpened stick and go right in
Yeah.
the face. Right in the face.
That's why
Like,
everyone
all
should
you
go
doing is
down to
aerating
Tractor
the
Supply
skull.
and make it, because I think there's some of them that are some of the like the farm stores, because they some and whatnot, and get yourself a spear.
Yeah. And shit, you don't even get yourself a fucking fire poker. All you doing is aerating the skull.
Well, the thing with the fire poker for those is because they're typically made out of cast iron and whatnot, so they're actually gonna have way more heft to them if you've never held one. It's
Okay,
more
so-
like a crowbar, which crowbars
And a
shit.
lot of them are. The crowbar's a good two-handed weapon for that. If you've,
But
if
the
you've
thing
got
is
any-
because of
action, yeah.
because of the weight, they're heavier than like a machete or any of those things. So
Yeah.
they're gonna take more energy to use and wield. They're not a bad thing to have. But you don't want to make that your main weapon,
That's
especially
another
with
thing,
the
too.
hooked with the crowbar with the hooked end. That should be by your
Okay.
hands.
That's another thing that
Um,
doesn't make any sense either. Why aren't they wearing leathers?
Yeah.
Fight resistant clothing. Leathers.
My brother points out a different character as Daryl's base. He says
Oh.
it's actually Dwight who
Hmm.
Daryl is loosely based on. He was a crossbow guy who hung out with Negan and got an iron to his face before he became a good guy.
I want to say the creators had even said that originally for Daryl, a lot of his character of being like the biker, all the shit he knows for his knowledge and whatnot, originally came from T-Dog's character in the comics. From my understanding, I don't know enough, so I could be wrong. And as Scribe would say, if I am corrected, like orthopedic shoes, I will stand corrected.
Yeah.
Modified glove with lawn darts. Again, if you wear bite resistant clothing like leather, you know, shit, Keithley leather.
So the funny thing as well is actually one of the other tools that wouldn't be so bad to have with you for something like that is the old World War II trench shovel.
Yeah.
Like the trenching tools, because they actually had sharpened edges. And since they're not so curved, you can still use it as a melee weapon.
Man.
See, now I'm just sitting here thinking about pneumatic cannons loaded with lawn darts. You just
Nice.
make a whole array of ones. You like drop 20 to 40 darts in there at a time and mass launch them and just let them fall in the field of zombies.
I mean, hell, if you have that
Oh.
whole like fence thing where you can do that, if you got the freaking pneumatic spike for taking out cows, you could just use that.
Captive
Yeah.
bolt gun, yeah.
I was so for one Otakon, I was going as my role in this was I was playing Pokemon in our league back in the day, and I had a team of Steel types, so I was going as the Forge Master, Steel and Fire. So I got me a pair of a leather apron with leather gloves, and those things were fucking like raw cowhide. Not that expensive. Maybe you paid $60 for it. I used those things. I bought them once, and I think I used those things 1 trillion times because my cat could not scratch me when I had those gloves on, and I could put her in her cage with the quickness. No matter what she did, those claws couldn't touch me.
Yeah, if you get the right thickness leather, yeah, you can easily do that.
So, No Country for Old Men style.
Yeah. Flip a coin. It's a zombie, buddy. Why are you telling me to flip a coin? Heads or tails? What is it? Just put the fucking thing out its misery.
Shit, there's a lot of crawling zombies. You could have just dumped. Like, the funny thing about the zombies in The Walking Dead, they were fucking mush.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like as the seasons progress, if you pay attention, the time frame for each season actually gets significantly shorter because biologically they're corpses that are, like in all reality after
one good winter they're fucked.
Not even one good winter, one good summer they're fucked as well.
Oh yeah, because the bacteria is already propagated.
And if it gets to anything close to where rigor would have set in, they're just gonna snap their fucking muscles. That's why the whole aspect, if we're gonna get into the zombies, would have to make more sense with magic or whatnot, or technically that they're not actually dead. They're not the undead. They're just not fully dead. So in all reality, a heart shot should theoretically take care of them because it would destroy the heart or the brain to where it can no longer pump blood. Because for their muscles to move, they would quite literally have to have sustenance. Yay, biology.
I like the original idea for zombies where, they were just, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like they were pure instinct. Like they weren't driven by need to eat. They were just doing the monkey brain.
Yeah.
Eat.
Yeah, the lizard brain of just eating, because what they were supposed to be, the slow ever marching end.
Yeah. Like they're the endless tide of death.
Yeah. That's why like the whole thing of having fast zombies doesn't really make sense. That's why I wasn't the biggest fan of the second Zombieland movie. Like, it's okay. But it only makes sense
of the intelligent zombie.
Of having the like faster zombie it would be like early zombification to where that whole thing happened.
Mitch says even the living dead must give way to physics.
Yeah,
And,
unless
reality is a
unless
hard
you're
truth.
gonna add magic into it. That's why I said like fast zombies would make kind of sense of like freshly turned zombies wouldn't have rigor and all that stuff wouldn't have set in, so their bodies would still have their elasticity. And
Well,
because of
rigor
the
sets in pretty quickly.
it still takes a couple hours. And if the body's moving, rigor's not going to set in near as fast.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
But that I believe that Tier, you ever watch Stake
I mean,
Land?
Mitch, pretty much you're welcome to join any Talking into the Void. As long as we keep it under like about 6-7 people, I'm usually pretty good. And this channel's not locked. The only one that is the movie review. What's going on, Mitch?
Hey, Mitch.
You may have just done it.
Yo, man.
I mean, even
No,
if you were to say, I'm going to jump in for a moment to explain this, and then I'm going to jump back out. If you want to do that sometimes, I don't care. You're welcome to stay for the rest of it.
Really, thanks. Well, it's actually, I think it's really simple, actually, with the zombie thing to explain. One little thing can explain fast zombies and why they don't deteriorate as fast as they probably should.
Okay.
It's a genetic engineering experiment gone bad, and I know that's a trope by itself.
Yeah.
But I've modified it so that they've included plant DNA to provide for photosynthesis. It was a military experiment designed to make soldiers more efficient on the battlefield so they could carry less equipment, move faster, get more done. And because they can photosynthesize, the thought was if soldiers can photosynthesize, they don't have to carry as much food. There you go. So, of course, it goes bad, and they become what we would loosely call the living dead. Oh, by the way, one of the reasons they go mad and violent and want to kill you is because they also included predator animals DNA.
Oh, the essential
Polar
chimeras.
bears and so forth. So that explains. Sorry. That explains why they last longer than an ordinary corpse should, because they continue to photosynthesize after air quote death. And it explains why at night they lumber around and are scary in that way, but during the day they get a boost of energy because of the sunlight, and that's why they can run.
It's not a bad idea.
Fast and scary in that way.
So in other words, we need to fight them in the dark is when best to fight them.
Yeah, it's sort of like the inverse of a vampire. Because with a vampire, it's better to fight them in the day.
Yeah.
With these, it's better to fight them at night because you can outmaneuver them far more easily.
And that's like
they put in Chihuahua DNA, Mr.
I don't
That's
consider
why they're so violent.
I know I like to. I don't consider the 28 Days Later series to actually be a zombie movie because technically they're not dead.
No,
that's a plague.
No.
Also,
Yeah.
the funny thing is that virus doesn't work because for it to infect someone that fast, its infection rate wouldn't last that long because it would burn out the human body in minutes.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be able to propagate. Like that's why.
I believe we did watch
get
Steak
weaker.
Land.
They go, I've never seen Steak Land.
Isn't that isn't that like a zombie TV show or something or movie?
I believe Steak Land is it's a series of vampire type films, if I'm not mistaken.
Stake Land is supposed to be like the vampire equivalent to Zombieland.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
But I stopped watching it when I found out that the guy behind it was one of those people.
Oh.
One of those people?
Yes, I don't want to go any further than that. I'll let people can research for themselves.
Okay.
But I think it makes more sense if the zombie thing happens that way. If we're gonna it gives us access to the fast zombies and to the lumbering zombies.
Mm-hmm.
It gives us access to a mystery to solve that actually has a solution. How did this start? That's our mystery. How did this start? Because we're just regular people, and we're going through episodic TV show, trying to figure out how shit went down. But it's a top secret government experiment. So how the hell are we going to get that information? So, you know, we have to get the clues over a long period of time because it won't come quickly.
Yeah.
Mitch,
That hold on, Tier. That imbues the series with longevity. It's planning for success. Plus, over time, you can encounter more people who are experts and more people who, regular people aren't very observant. But yeah, cyclists, Green Badger. It's fucking funny. What was I? You threw me right off my fucking.
Well, one of the things, if you're gonna go that route, it actually
when Green Badger wrote cyclist, my first thought was that's as bad as foot fetishists.
yeah.
Oh no.
no, it's a cyclist with a foot fetish.
Oh, you'll start to encounter
Straight to the wood chipper.
You can encounter other survivors who are observant and have taken their own notes and like, yeah, I noticed they move faster at night than they do in the day. What's the major? Well, sunlight during the day. Maybe there's a correlation. Don't tell the audience what the correlation is, but you start. It gives you a mystery where you can fill little holes along the way to keep people interested.
So I still say, for the most part, the best way to go about a zombie movie is to actually never explain what the cause is.
Zombies.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. But if along the way, if you have a solution as the people behind the scenes, when you have a solution behind the scenes, it makes for a more rational, help me out here, a more rational journey for the characters in the story.
Okay.
Because you have an endpoint, even if you don't tell the audience what that endpoint is, you know what it is. So every step getting there makes sense. Even if you never reach the endpoint, throughout the telling of your tale, everything's going to make sense because it has to meet that standard all the way through. It's the reason behind the scenes you have to know what the motives of your serial killer are in your horror film.
Yeah.
You have to know what the weaknesses are behind the scenes. You don't have to tell the audience, but the people working on the story then understand how he can do this, but not this. Because if he starts doing shit he can't do, the story breaks down because it no longer makes sense and you lose an audience.
Mm-hmm. Were you trying to say something, Terry?
I was trying to say for those zombies, because they have plant DNA or plant cells or whatever, you should make them especially vulnerable to fire. Like they like where a normal human body would take a few minutes to completely go up from fire and shit like that, they go up almost instantly.
Actually, that would
not almost instantly, but
that wouldn't make sense.
That could make sense, actually.
Well, the reason why it doesn't make sense is because if you even look at majority of plants, it still takes them longer to burn when they're fresh in that whole thing. Yeah, like they have to dry out just like anything else.
But they wouldn't quote unquote be fresh because they're only getting the energy. They're not like they're absorbing water. They'd still be dry as fuck.
Let's examine this a different way though. If you were to infuse something with a human with plant DNA so that it has a better chance of needing to so you don't have to maintain a long supply line, would you use a perennial or an evergreen?
Well, the biggest thing is they still have to take in nutrients as well. It's just the way they process them. So I have no idea.
I'm with you on that. Believe me, just follow me along here.
You would use
an evergreen, wouldn't you?
because they
Because
even in winter they'll survive.
yes, even in lower light conditions, they have a greater chance of survival than the perennial.
That's a vine, right?
No,
No,
a plant.
a
That's flower.
Perennial
Pine
is
tree.
a plant.
No, the
that-
evergreen is a vine.
No,
No.
never
No,
is
it's
a
a
tree.
Think of pine tree.
That's
Mhm.
the pine tree is in fact why I brought it up, because pine sap is extraordinarily flammable.
Yeah.
So if they're because of the plant DNA, maybe they don't develop a full root system, but they can probably still absorb while they're walking on the ground or crawling on the ground or just on the ground. They can
Yeah.
probably absorb moisture and other nutrients
As
from the
they,
ground.
they touch stuff and whatnot, they can pull in some ambient stuff.
Yes. Like I said, they can't grow a full root system, but they still wind up being something like a filter feeder.
Actually, you could have it for some that, dependent on how the infection hits them, some of them
Yeah.
actually become, or it's like have a root system.
Or you
Yeah,
can have
Become
it that-
Yeah.
rooted.
or even that I would say if you know how you have different environments. A zombie in an urban area would be less likely to lay down roots because there's no contact with dirt
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Right.
But a zombie in a wooded area, especially if they're barefoot or they're bumping against trees and shit constantly, at some point they may root.
Yeah.
Right. But to root, they would also have to stay in one place long enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
For
but
some
they
reason.
don't move. But the classic thing for zombies, unless there's something to draw their attention to eat, they just stand there looking up the sky.
Oh, well, that's in classic zombies, yeah, but we're not talking about classic zombies here.
Yeah.
And I just thought of another
Fair
dirty trick. If we go with this plan with the plant DNA, imagine this: you set up your safe zone, your prison, if we're going to go with
Mhm.
what they did in Walking Dead. Around the perimeter of that prison, you take zombies that are you cut them off at the waist so that they're just the torso, arms, and head. You strip them of any clothing, and you anchor them to the ground so that they root. And you've got a very weird landmine system around your place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The other
yeah,
way
yeah.
we could go with, instead of necessarily pine, could be the kudzu,
Yes.
because that shit grows like wildfire.
I mean,
got-
and just
I
think
got
Yeah,
one-
it just doesn't grow where it's cold.
But I got a thought. Like, so we're saying that they could root, right? Now you and your group are walking through a wooded area. You're looking for zombies, but you don't see any. And all of a sudden, a fucking tree grabs one of your friends, and starts ripping into it.
I don't think
It's because
I don't think they would grow like trees. I think they would root to absorb nutrients, but they would still retain their mobility insofar as they can move their arms, for example. Or maybe not.
Move
Maybe
their
you'd
arms,
have to
bend at the waist.
maybe you'd have to glove the hands and sleeve the arms so that they didn't root. But the torso did. But now imagine over time it gets covered, or you cover it yourself with dead leaves and whatnot, and an enemy comes walking by, and this thing just grabs you by the leg
Mm-hmm.
and pulls you down and bites you.
So I don't think trying to make him into a tree would work near as well, because again, that's something to where trees don't bend like that.
Right.
Well, again,
That's
you still have human DNA. I'm saying, like, as they photosynthesize and as they take root, they become more tree in appearance. So their skin turns brown, and they stop
they
moving
certainly-
as much because
They-
you don't
they
have
certainly
here.
without
Start
prey.
to
You
blend
don't
with
need
the
to move.
environment.
I mean, if you're standing still amongst a bunch of trees and you're brown, you're brown colored, you kind of blend in.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They would eventually blend with their environment.
Here's
It-
creating man-eating ants now.
Yeah, but we're not saying that it'd be like a weeping willow type thing or an ent.
Well,
Right.
it wouldn't necessarily be an ant. Like it would still be a human.
Yeah, but the way you brought up of like saying a tree, tear your friend apart, and that whole thing makes it seem as if you're going to see like a pine tree branch reach down and grab a person, like the pine tree has
No.
actual
Yeah,
hands.
to put it in the simplest terms possible, they wouldn't turn into trees like we saw in the Wizard of Oz.
No, they wouldn't turn trees like we said it was, but they would turn brown and
Yeah.
blend in with the forest.
So if anything in that, it'd be the whole thing of like you wouldn't see your friend get ripped apart like by a tree. It's you'd be staring like, why is this whole thing that? And you just see your friend just goes down and starts getting pulled. So it's like its leg gets pulled as they fall, and then you just see the arms pulling it in further.
Yeah.
Ah, that's even creepier.
So they would kind of become like a carnivorous plant, but they
Mhm.
would be less plant and more carnivore. So they,
Oh
they
man,
wouldn't
just
wind,
imagine.
they wouldn't wind up looking like a Venus flytrap, for example. Because while they can photosynthesize, and it does give them a boost of energy during the daytime,
Mhm.
it would still crave other sources of nutrients, meats,
Mhm.
animals, people, bugs.
They can survive. They can survive on what's the word? Low power settings with just photosynthesizing, but they still need basic energy.
Yeah.
Like
They
their
maintain the
their
human.
body's in survival mode.
They maintain the human biological reactor that is the digestive system,
Mhm.
if you will. It would. I mean, it would explain a bunch of things and give us a whole slew of different directions to run the story while you're trying to solve the mystery and survive. And why does it why if they bite you do you get transformed? Because plants are venomous too.
Yeah,
No.
Oh.
Plants aren't venomous.
they'd be poisonous,
Well,
but
yeah,
they'd make people
well,
venomous.
but no, the difference between a venom and a poison is how you get infected with it. A poison you
Venom
eat.
is injected. Poison is
A venom
injected.
is injected. Yes. So like if you get hit by the stinging nettles, you're being hit with a venom. At least I think that's how it works.
Yes,
That's my
and
understanding anyway.
again, venom is injected. Poison is ingested.
Yeah.
Yes. So it would
with
be
the mild
venom.
exception of contact poisons, but it's the you touch it versus it stabs you.
Right.
You touch it, you die.
I could look it up on Grok, but I'm not that interested. Point being,
like they're
point
yeah.
being, because of the either venom or poison, you do get infected and you do change. So we keep some of the zombie rules, but we create a whole new mythos behind for the background, and we've got all kinds of places to go as storytellers.
Shit. You can even do alterations where, and it would be completely justified with like different quote unquote species of zombie, essentially, because plants
Yes.
do kind of reproduce in a sense by what's the word I'm looking for? Mutation.
Well, like this military lab was using God, what the fuck did I say? Evergreens.
Yeah.
And evergreens and polar bears. But this other military lab in Nebraska, for some reason, we're putting it in Nebraska, that lab was using cold adapted bamboo because bamboo grows really fucking fast. So cold adapted bamboo and what's the other thing? But like a tiger.
Oh god. So now you got giant fucking predator trees. God.
Well, no, one of the things about bamboo is it doesn't need to develop a deep root system.
Mhm.
Its rhizomes go down a little ways and then go sideways. Why'd you put it in my stick?
Which would go
Just so
actually
happened
that
to
would
be.
go very well with the temporary rooting, but being able to uproot itself without any issues because you're only going an inch or two down. You've got now I've got a reason to
with bamboo it's
ambulate
like
that direction.
bamboo it's like
I
a
just
foot or two.
uproot myself just in the motion rather than some plants you give them the option, they're going to go down to bedrock.
Yeah. But again, that even worse, that again, you could have cross pollination.
Yes,
Like
over time,
like
something like that could happen.
yeah, like mutations that evolved naturally or naturally depend on, like say the evergreen had happened to migrate far enough up through just walking to meet a bamboo, and they cross pollinated. So now this new strain of whatever the hell this is has the strength of the bamboo, the growth potential of the bamboo, and the everlasting of the evergreen, and the rage and bulk of the polar bear with tiger's ferocity. That's a scary thing to deal with.
Yeah, over see that those kinds of mutations and evolutions would have to be escalations later on in the overall story.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no reason we couldn't come up with a way for that to happen. The best part about this method with the genetic engineering and the plants and blah 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 is it gives us a we're still 1 foot in fantasy, make no mistake.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it does give us a way to make things sound like they could happen. It gives us the ability to present something with a different degree of verisimilitude. So you could think about it and go, okay, that would make sense. But once the real experts get in there and think about it, they go, no, that can't happen.
Yeah, just imagine. All right, so again, you have the evergreens who are active even in winter, or you have, say, with a common elm, because that was the one they used it to control. So now you have the common elm one that is, oh, we fucking they hate the winter, so they just stop moving altogether.
Oh God, I just thought of something else. And again, it's a background thing. It wouldn't necessarily make it into the story, but it's an element that you put in the show Bible, if you will, for the writers, so that they have something to work with. The initial volunteers for this project, one of the prerequisites was that they were sterile. The reason we do that is then we can lean on Jeff Goldblum's thing in Jurassic Park about life finds a way.
Mm-hmm.
Once they're genetically modified. Oh God, something else just hit me.
What?
Oh no, we're gonna get pod people.
Well, no, not that.
Vegetables.
It just occurred to me that the only way you could really genetically modify these people, these volunteers, is through a virus. And normally they say, oh, it transferred like a virus because they used a virus to modify the DNA. No, we're not going to do that. It's going to be there has to be the bite or the whatever to transfer it. It has to be venom or poison transfer, not viral. But because viruses are used to do that, we could dick around in the background story with different viruses and how they may affect the transmutation of the transmutation of the host body's genetics.
This damn thing is airborne.
No, it's not airborne.
But that could always be a theory they have.
No, they wouldn't have that theory without evidence of it being airborne.
Yeah.
It would be they would first ask, how is it transmitted? And airborne would be an option, but I think they'd find out pretty quickly that airborne isn't how it's transmitted.
Before we get too into that,
if it's transmitted airborne, they'd find out very quickly that
everyone's fucked.
People aren't just spontaneously changing. So,
right.
Mr. Scott had a question. It was besides Mitch, any of you have a hard to find or obscure movie to look for? Apparently, he has a local movie rental store going out of business sale that's going on. I cannot think of anything right offhand, so I don't know if Angela had something or Tier had something, or Mitch just had another one he wanted to bring up.
Well, it's hard to pick a good obscure movie because it's good, so you remember it, but it's obscure, so you don't.
What kind of movie?
A good one.
Something artsy
There
and fartsy.
There are several. What type of?
I'll stand by my recommendation. A Pyromaniac's Love Story. That is a great movie.
It's transmitted via Chinese wet market.
What?
Patrick,
Nice.
it's transmitted via Chinese
Indeed.
wet market.
Well done.
Bravo, good sir.
You know, like a flu virus does one thing, Ebola virus does another.
I mean, then it
Where
goes.
did
Oh,
he
Ebola
take
is just-
you?
It's the
Mr.
whole thing
Scott?
depending on how you do it as well, because like we have actual viruses in our DNA and shit like that. Of like, there's so many things you could go off this.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
Mitch, you
I'd
could-
say Where the Day Takes You, Mr. Scott.
Mitch, you also would have to have the issue of failures, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Like it, like things that just mutated wild and abominations unto God and creation.
And in this room, we've got the ones that were trying to use germination using actual pangolins and kudzu. Yeah, we don't talk about that room.
You don't go that road. And
Angela,
again,
what is this movie Where the Day Takes You?
it's a movie where we're going to watch her pick next, if I'm not mistaken.
It's
Oh.
actually a movie about kids on the street being interviewed by a reporter. But it's actually a really good story.
Hmm.
It's one of Will Smith's first movies, and probably one of the only ones where I was actually impressed with his acting. Again, Tier's gonna make fun of me. Sean Astin is in it.
He's a good actor though.
God, you just love you just love Samwise, don't you?
She just likes that his name starts with ass.
Yes.
If that were true, then John Astin would also intrigue me, but no.
I bet you want to Aston Martin, don't you?
Hey, those are
Who
nice
doesn't?
cars.
Yes.
What, you don't like James Bond?
Ricky Lake before she lost the weight.
I like Pudgy Ricky Lake. She was cute.
Yeah, well, this was
You
like
just
one
like
of
thick
the.
light.
Yes.
He likes
This was
thick
like-
white
What I
women.
like.
This was
Yes.
like one of the
Yeah.
first serious roles you ever saw her in. Yeah, Hollywood homeless street kids. Except technically Sean Astin wasn't homeless. He was on the street by choice. Laura Flynn Boyle was in it. Laura San Giacomo played the reporter. But it's actually a really good movie. And definitely obscure. You were asking about obscure movies.
I got a scary movie for you. It's called Hairspray.
I gotta
You
tell
look like
it's hard
Sean
to-
Astin, Mr. Scott. You must get a lot of girls.
Gomez.
It is hard to find a good movie to watch when you've watched all the mainstays, if you will.
This one I
Yeah.
caught it on Netflix. You can still find it. It is subtitled because they never dubbed it as far as I'm aware of. It's an Indonesian film called Headshot. It's got the same guy that was the main character in The Raid Redemption.
Well, I think Mr. Scott is looking for obscure films that he can pick up from the last known video rental place in his area that's closing
Yeah, I
down.
don't plausibly have any. I think,
So you probably
there
won't
for
see
that.
it there.
But if you ever come across it, it's called
Escanaba in the moonlight.
if you ever come across it, it's called Headshot. It was made in 2017. It is a lot more over the top in the action of it. It starts off with a guy who ends up in the hospital who can't remember because he quite literally got shot in the head. So kind of going off the New Vegas thing. But like as things progress a little bit, you start finding out that he's a badass, and that I'm not gonna. But because he doesn't remember his name or anything, the doctor that's treating him calls him Ishmael because she's reading Moby Dick.
We watched this on Never Watch Alone. There's the Double MacGuffin.
Yep, that's a good
And
one.
that's more of a mystery, but it's a mystery with 70s kids. But it's a cute, fun little movie.
If you're gonna look at old movies like that, you might try The Watcher in the Woods.
Oh yeah, I've
That
been
one
meaning
was
to
really
look into
good.
that one.
Huh?
That was Disney's foray into supernatural horror.
It was actually
I
pretty
heard
good,
about
though.
Well, yeah, that was back when Disney wasn't such a infantile company.
Mr.
It
Scott,
actually had Lindsay from Halloween in it.
Well, you guys
Hold
doing
on,
that? I'll
Mr.
be
Scott.
back in just a moment. I gotta use the restroom. So
look up. You might want to get the Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill
The
a
original.
Mockingbird.
Excellent
Yeah,
film.
Kill a Mockingbird.
I'm sorry that you said it so much together. I wanted to make sure he got all the words.
I like that movie. Brad Peters is one of my favorite.
Gila
actors.
Mockingbird, is that a new
To Kill a
brand
Mockingbird.
is that a new brand from Patron?
I hope
No,
you have
it's
it.
not
Remake.
Tequila Mockingbird.
There is
First one, and then the modern remake is Kill a Mockingbird.
I think it was from 1960. The Time Machine with Rod Steiger.
Mm.
That's
Who?
a damn good movie.
He has 20,000 movies. Damn, I wish I lived near there.
The way that Tier said it, it sounded like he said the Killer Mockingbird. I'm going, wait, no, I have
That-
to make sure that.
Hey, that would be a good sequel.
Killer
That was a sequel.
Mr. Boogedy was the highlight of Disney, says
Hey,
Colin.
Mr. Boogedy was super fun. That was a seriously fun movie. And the sequel wasn't bad.
You should get Fern Gully. Magic Rainforest.
Fern
The Last
Gully is a
Rainforest.
great movie.
Hit me
If you
one.
don't mind if you don't mind animated movies, yeah, Fern Gully's the way to go.
You could torture
Red light.
yourself and watch Disney's The Black Hole.
I always enjoyed that. Maybe it's just
Um,
young Will, but
No, actually, the main reason that people don't like the Black Cauldron, which they don't realize, well, there are two main reasons people don't like the Black Cauldron. Number one, it's
The Black Hole.
almost nothing like the book.
And
Did
it's
you see
called
the
Black
Black
Color.
Not the Black Cauldron, the Black Hole.
Okay,
And
never
Angela-
mind. I was thinking of the
Angela-
Black Cauldron.
yeah, isn't
Never
the
It's
mind.
Black
called
Hole like
Cauldron of
friggin' 3
Color.
hours? Their
Huh?
space movie,
What?
The Black Hole.
Yes.
Whole of
I-
Color.
Yeah, it's science fiction. It's fucking slow.
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that one I'm not so
It's-
sure I
it's still
Got
not as slow as 2001. So
Oh, yeah.
right. Oh my gosh. So
You can
overrated.
get the Last Starfighter.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
The Last Starfighter. Excellent film.
That's the Last Starfighter, dude.
say 2001 is so slow. I have never successfully watched the whole thing. I have always
Never
fallen
made it to
asleep watching
2002.
it. Yeah.
He
I'm
fast
sorry,
forward-
Will.
He
I
fast
can't
forwards for
let you
that.
in.
I have tried watching that movie like 4 different times, and I have always fallen asleep shortly after Pod Bay doors.
I'm going
Open the
to
pod bay will.
throw out another animated movie for you, Mr. Scott. It is actually my all-time favorite film, The Secret of Nim by
I've heard good things,
I know.
but it's
Nope,
not my
the one-
it's not my cup of Java.
It was a good book and a good movie. So I mean,
Oh,
No,
only the
get Watership
book.
Down.
If you look for the book, do not. Tyr, you will have
Okay.
your turn. I was in the middle of something. Okay. It's the first movie. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, no, that's The Adventures of Mark Twain, brother. I just watched that with Quiz and Adam the other night, actually. But yeah, The Secret of Nim. It's the first movie that Don Bluth did after he split with Disney Studios. And it's actually my favorite movie of all time. The book is actually called Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, but they
Yep.
had to change her name for the movie because the
Trademarked.
the Duncan Frisbee Company decided to sue.
Oh, a couple of one's well, they're both mysteries, I guess, but one's more dramatic than the other. The original 12 Angry Men is a great movie,
Seen it.
and Alfred Hitchcock's Rope is another excellent film.
Haven't seen that.
The
Can't
remake
forget
of
Private
12
Eyes.
Angry Men wasn't that bad either. With
Well, the remake was almost as good as the original.
Can't forget
With
Private
the-
Eyes. You gotta love the Wooklar.
Oh yeah, Private Eyes
yeah.
with Don Knotts and Tim Conway.
I'll give one that's kind of newer and whatnot. That's, I think, an underrated kind of action movie. Surprisingly, stars John Travolta. From
Starship
Paris,
Stroke. What?
stars John Travolta. From
Oh.
Paris with Love.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's got him, and the other main character, the actual main character, is Jonathan Rhys Meyers. John Travolta
Oh.
plays a character, Charlie Wax. Jonathan Rhys Meyers plays James Reese, who works for the CIA. But he's
No,
not
what
a
was the-
CIA agent. Like
An
What-
analyst, not a spook.
he's not even an analyst. He works in an embassy in Paris, basically as the assistant to the head of the thing.
Actually, Mr. Scott, go to the Never Watch Alone Rumble channel and dig through our catalog there. There are some
That's
some
yeah.
actual movies, because we do fan films and other whatnots too. But there are some actual movies that that might be worth picking up. I mean, I say go look through it because I can't remember them all.
What were you trying to say, Tyr, when I asked to be allowed to finish what I was saying?
Watership Down.
Watership Down. Yes, that is okay. Tyr brought it up because it's also about rodents, but
Well, not necessarily.
Lacomorphs.
They were rabbits.
it's more disturbing than The Secret of Nim. It's not a bad story. In fact, I actually quite like it. But it is an upsetting story.
Oh, never watch From Hell to the Wild West.
No.
Oh,
Or the Lakeshore Slasher.
No.
At
Watch
least the Lakeshore
From-
Slasher wasn't a mainstream film.
And
Watch From Hell to the Wild West before you watch the Lakeshore Slasher. Let's put it that way.
All right.
And for the-
Charles
For the
Bronson, not
Wild
Charles
West
Bronson.
is the movie you pick when you want to torture your friends.
Yeah, Charles Bronson, not
The
Charles
Lakeshore
Bronson.
Slasher is what you pick when you want to torture everyone in the history of humanity.
Yes.
I forgot I had a son.
Like, I still give him props for trying, but to go off the whole thing, like, with what Mr. Scott was saying of like seeing movies like Bruce Willis, Christian Hayden, you can't believe how many of the newer movies are with bigger stars, because a lot of them aren't as big as they used to be, and throughout their career, so it kind of died down. And with like Bruce Willis, it's because he was starting to fade, and he knew that. So it's like in a way, and he was also to help other actors in production company, or not really production companies, but like directors and whatnot. He was even helping fund smaller movies that he would take smaller roles in to get other people out there. So
Yeah,
so they
didn't
could
he
have
did
people see them.
Red?
Bruce
There's just
Willis.
a recent Stallone film. Oh God, I think it's called Nemesis.
Okay.
And I gotta look it up. Let me be sure I'm telling you the right title.
Watch Saw AA.
first.
There's the one I want to see with him in it, to where he's a superhero, where I want to say it's called Samaritan.
Samaritan. That's
Samaritan
the one. Yeah,
was halfway decent.
Yeah,
that's actually a good movie.
I've seen a lot of good about it, and I was like, I gotta watch that.
I did watch
Yeah,
it.
it
Like,
was-
I
saw a
know
lot of
the
good about
twist
it,
at
too,
the
and-
end, and
I
I
was
still want to
pleasantly
watch it.
surprised with that movie. What's that?
Okay. Bruce Willis movie that is incredibly obscure. The Color of Night. It is a very interesting story. Be careful while watching it. There is full frontal of Bruce Willis.
Ah,
Yeah. All right. Now I gotta watch it.
Pass.
beware the Wang Doodle.
You'll be
It's
fine.
it's a good movie. That's the only reason that I'm recommending it.
I mean, I had
I-
to suffer
I
through
just-
Xanderly to see Judge Reinhold's ass out now.
I just have to be kind enough to warn you. There is a scene where Bruce Willis is naked in like a swimming pool or a hot tub or something, and they do show full frontal.
You'll be fine.
But the movie itself is actually pretty good.
Do they zoom in on it, so as to traumatize you?
Not on purpose. They don't even really show it
I
on
mean,
purpose.
is it any worse than the big blue dong from The Watchmen?
No,
Dongzilla.
always going to
Oh,
be.
speaking. You know what? You know what is actually a really good movie is I think it's Godzilla Year Zero or Godzilla Zero or
-0.
-1.
-1.
yeah, Godzilla -1.
Yeah, basically, if you get away from
That is a surprisingly good movie.
yeah, there's only
Because they returned Godzilla to his roots as a fucking monster.
one
Depending on
Godzilla movie I'm aware of that you don't really want to watch, and that's because there's a lot of it's like the meeting the movie.
What?
There's a
What?
recent Godzilla movie that's a bit more CGI and whatnot, and it is for the most part like a meeting the movie, because like every time they're going to do something, they're going into another meeting, to another briefing type thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, like Godzilla's CGI'd.
And the thing, I'm tired of the humans in the Godzilla movies. I don't need you. I just want to see giant monkey fight giant lizard fight
You want a giant
mecha
kaiju
monkey.
movie?
Yes, I want a fucking kaiju. I don't give two rat's ass about the human shit. I didn't come to see this shit. I want to see kaijus.
I
You want
know
a
Let's
people
kaiju
like
movie
the
with this kaiju.
human.
Now, I still have a tab open to watch Godzilla -1. I've just been debating. I might rent that tomorrow.
From
It's quite
everything
good.
I've heard, it's really good.
I actually really
Heck,
do
it's-
want to watch.
Go ahead,
It's
Angel.
only $9 to buy. Go
I
ahead,
want to
Angela.
watch both Godzilla -1 and Godzilla -0,
Mm.
which is the most recent Godzilla movie
Okay.
that came out.
Yeah, the one I was thinking of, I want to say came out before -0 or -1.
Because I'm not even a
You talk about
Godzilla
shit,
fan.
I just
Otherwise,
want to see giant monkeys.
the animated, closer to anime Godzilla movies that I've heard of that have been on on Netflix and whatnot, I've heard are really good.
There's some really good ones that I've watched. Let me see if I can. Let's see.
What's the next? What's next plus one?
Was it?
-5. Godzilla squared. Godzilla cube.
Basically,
hexagon.
Godzilla -1 is probably the one that one of them was saying was Godzilla the Meeting, the movie, because it was basically about what caused Godzilla to be generated. So I would think that there would be a lot of meetings about nuclear blasts and things like that involved.
It's an excellent film.
All right.
No,
I'm gonna say this, and
I'm gonna cut you off here. Now, it has a different subset of that one. Like Godzilla, the one I'm talking about, actually, I want to say is before -1. Like, quite literally has Godzilla slowly evolving in that whole thing a bit. Like, each time they interact, like they interact with him at different points of his evolution.
I won't. I don't want to sound like a dick, but it's bad that I said like this, but thank God we dropped the bomb because we got Godzilla out of this. No, like that's all
I know what you
Godzilla is like. Yeah, them the
The result
the
of
trauma.
atomic bomb.
like them trying to personify what happened to him essentially, and that's why
we dropped the
Godzilla for
bomb,
a
'cause
good.
there would have been tens to hundreds of millions. Yeah, there have been like tens to hundreds of millions more deaths without it.
Yeah, but it's the reason why Godzilla initially was a dark figure and like a monster, and they should never turn Godzilla into a child friendly thing. You already had Gamera for that shit. Gamera should have been a nice one. You had nice and fluffy Mothra. Godzilla should have been the king of monsters, and he should have been evil and a dick to everybody.
My favorite one was when Godzilla beat a monster and then he did a dance.
Oh God, not the Godzilla there. Oh, I hate Godzilla.
I love that. It cracks me up.
Godzilla got to break it down.
No. Did you? There's one Godzilla movie where he does a flying drop kick from far away. He just flies on his tail.
Yeah.
Yep. Love that. See, that is hilarious. Yeah, exactly, Badger. They shouldn't have touched the boats. If they didn't want to meet the sun, they shouldn't have touched the boats.
You touch our boats, we drop the sun on you.
And we're not satisfied slapping them around with the sun once. They touched the boats, we slapped them around with the sun twice, just to make sure they'd give up.
Technically, that was to prove that we had more than one bomb. And it's a good thing that they didn't keep testing us, because we lied and told them that we actually had 3.
Yeah, we definitely said we had another one. The thing is, they wouldn't have surrendered after. Say they didn't surrender after just one, but had they surrendered, we wouldn't have dropped the second one.
I mean, technically, they were losing at this point. The war was over. Like Germany was fucked.
And the one that I was thinking of is way before that one. It's Shin Godzilla, who came out in 2016.
Like Germany was fucked, and we could contain them in their little island.
I think it was Admiral. It wasn't Hirohito was the emperor, wasn't he?
Yeah, Hirohito was the emperor, and it was I forget the name of the admiral specifically, but I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
I feel we
were
may
not entirely in our favor.
Yeah. Like Hirohito thought he could thought attacking us while we weren't officially in the war. Officially.
Where's Grok?
was the right move.
I'm pissed because I can't remember the admiral's name.
Like I've heard granted It's like I haven't watched it, but I've heard like Godzilla Planet of Monsters is pretty decent. It's an animated film. That
Yeah.
one, it's a
I
desperate.
loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one that I was looking for. There's actually a trilogy from that.
Yeah, because there's that. It goes from that one
Godzilla.
to Godzilla City on the
Godzilla.
Edge of Battle, and then Godzilla the Plant
I'm
Eater,
thinking of different
I believe.
No, you had it right, Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
no,
Godzilla.
I am
Is his
saying
rapper
that
name?
I am wrong.
Oh
Yes.
no, that was Emperor Hirohito.
It was?
I was pretty sure.
Oh,
So-
the
and
actual
then-
wording. The actual wording from the broadcast is the war situation has developed, not necessarily to Japan's advantage.
You don't say.
You don't
Let me see.
say.
Who'd have thought?
What was it? He didn't say. No, the other thing with that too, people make a big deal about hitting Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now, one, if we had carpet bombed them, the death and damage would have been even worse. Two, they were military cities. This wasn't like,
Mm.
oh hey, we're
Yeah.
hitting people's favorite vacation spot. One was like manufacturing, the other one was logistics. These were targets to cripple the
Mhm.
Japanese war effort.
Yep.
So it wasn't like oh hey, we're looking to see how big of a civilian death toll we can get. It's like, no, what's going to cripple their military? If you
Japanese-
want to argue that Pearl Harbor was a legitimate military target, Nagasaki and Hiroshima are twice, 10 times as much so.
Japanese Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, who said there would be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Now,
He's
the thing I love
He's
about
not
that
wrong.
quote, the thing I love about that quote, it's too bad. No, I can't say it. This is YouTube. But anyway, there are certain entities within the United States, many of them within our government, who need to be mailed a single blade of grass.
Yeah.
They need reminders. Send in the bees. Okay, I'm down with that. No, not the bees.
The bees. Not the bees. Not the bees.
I always thought that would be a great. Instead of doing these stupid little protests, walking around with your fucking signs and blocking traffic and being a general pain in the ass, when your local police department, for example, gets caught in one of their, weekly fuck ups, if all the citizens of that town would send the police in an envelope just a single blade of grass, no explanation, let them figure it out.
Mitch, you do realize that they pick like academically the lowest common denominator to be
Yes.
police, because
Yes,
if they hired them smarter, they might actually apply the Constitution.
I understand that.
They might learn the law
That's
that
why you
tasked
send
with
them the
enforcing it.
message without telling them what the message means. Because when they do finally figure it out, it's going to hit harder.
I'm saying they're too dumb to figure it out.
I understand that. You have to account for the rest of the world. The cops are too stupid to figure it out. Yes. The city council's too stupid to figure it out. Yes. The school board is especially too stupid to figure it out. Yes. But they are surrounded by real people. And somewhere a real person's going to work that shit out.
Fair point.
Yeah, because if they would have everyone been like, "Oh, we should have them send a feather," I mean, the dumbass would be like, "I think they want to tickle us, guys. I don't know if I like this. I'm really ticklish."
Oh shit.
What?
Or, just get the names of all your local cops and sign them up for a goofy foot fetishist on
Yeah.
Cycles magazine.
Just randomly sign them up for magazines that they. Oh God.
Well, I
Honestly,
think
though, I mean, if you want to make a deep punch, you got to find a way for the agents of the state to combat each other.
Mm.
yeah.
Only then will they leave the rest of us alone.
But on that note, it's been winding down. I still got to go to work tomorrow, and it's almost 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we've been
Oh, yeah.
going for over two
Oh,
and a half
yeah.
hours. But it was
It's
fun.
how it
extreme.
goes some days.
I blame myself.
It has been a long stream.
That's the
Fucking
way it
zombies.
goes sometimes. We don't get that too often. So have
Well,
a
we
good
were
night,
we were
folks.
looking to be a shorter one, and then Mitch came in with his ideas.
I mean, we
and
were just
boom,
at
it
about
really
an
picked
hour
up.
or so. I can't remember exactly when Mitch came in. So it's like that. I'm surprised
I
we
blame
hadn't
myself.
had Tier like 45 minutes ago. Be like, I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun. Like, I'm making
Zombie-
fun of him, but I'm not making fun of him.
Tyr was touched by the plant DNA and he has a sunlight
Yes.
on.
Yeah, the zombie plants got him fired up a little bit.
Yep. It
You think
revived
you
me.
think the plant zombies or the plant-based zombies would head to the tanning booths?
Hmm.
Now they'd carry a
Once
UV
they
light
figured
with
him
them.
out, yes.
But we're gonna get out of here. I want to say next week it should be the Nicolas Cage movie Rage, otherwise known as Tokarev. I got to double
I
check.
believe so.
So have a great night. Hopefully your end of the new year is pretty good, or at
I
least
was gonna
isn't
say
shit.
Happy New Year, since we won't see you until after
Yeah. Happy New Year.
the New Year starts.
Eat, drink, and condemn Larry.
Don't condemn Larry. Larry's a good guy.
No, not that Larry, the other Larry.
No, yeah.
Oh, he's an
different
asshole.
Larry.
Yeah, I think he gets the chair.
I hope he
So-
gets the chair.
Hey, why does he get the chair?
He gets the
Larry knows what he's done.
he gets the chair that makes you tingle and can set you on fire.
Angela, Larry knows what he did.
Y'all have a
Well,
wonderful day. For those of you that own firearms, since it is going to be a shorter week for most people, if you can, get yourself out to the range and do a little training, or at least do some dry firing and like an actual training aspect.
Mm.
It's good to do that. But otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful week, folks. Week.
Good night, everybody.
Have yourselves a scary little new year.
Have yourself
See you next
a
year.
terrible little
Yep.
scary little New Year. See you.
Bye, all.
New Year, same me. Later, everyone.
Laters.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.